good morning, depending where you're at, folks. It's your man, all the way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, February is just about over. As you know, this is a leap year. You get that one extra day. As you know, if you go to my channel, I dedicate a lot of my videos to my lovely melanin sisters for Black History Month. And you know what? I've always gonna say I'm always be a fan for my beautiful Nubian sisters because, as I said again, I was raised by my mother and my three older sisters. So anyway, folks, this is a recommendation for our dear friend Mr. KLA the Wanderer. He recommended this young lady to me, and as a content creator, I'm often expanding in other divisions. I have done interviews with ladies in the bikini division before, and I'm not a fist about it, but like I said, it's about recognizing athletes who are in the sport and giving the attention. We have here the lovely Mrs. Bruna O'Connor, and we're going to talk to her, share her story, and we'll see what got her started. So, this is a question I often ask all you lovely ladies.
Sure.
What got you a lovely lady like yourself in a sport, as we call it, muscle and masculinity? Please share.
So I didn't start lifting weights till I was graduating college. That was 2012. And my mom said, instead of going to med school and be a doctor, it's a huge commitment, right? Why don't you go be an EMT and then, see what happens? So it started out like that, a little bit unrelated, but then it all comes together, right? So I went to EMT school and I fell in love with this. So I was like, oh, I don't want to be a pediatric doctor anymore and, work with kids. I'm going to be a EMT paramedic firefighter. So, all right, well, the next step, it's EMT school, it's paramedic school, and then fire academy. And of course, it's male dominant and it's very competitive as a woman to get with the fire department because the testing is the same for men and women. So I thought, that's going to be my plan. I'm going to get bigger, jacked, and I'm going to rock at it. I want to be a firefighter. And then, throughout the years, I've been told, you're small, you're little, you're a little girl. Why don't you go to nursing school? And that would just feed the fire. And it got bigger and bigger. And you know what? I prove it to myself. I prove it to everybody. When I want something, I get it. And so far, I've accomplished every goal in my life. Thank you to my family and God and, everything that I've done. Really, I've worked really hard and I don't give up till I get what I want. And when I want something, I get it. But, your heart has to be wanted, has to be there. The want has to be there. And, a lot of sacrifice and commitment as well. So anyways, I started working out. I've done a lot of upper body workouts. That's why I've always had like bigger shoulders, bigger biceps. Even when I was a toothpick, I don't know if you guys saw like the pictures of me growing up. I've always had bigger biceps, but I had no booty, no legs. I hated legs, man. I hate glutes. I hate quads and hams. Oh my God, that was not for me. Okay. I'm about the biceps. All right. I love biceps. I love the shoulders and the triceps. That's all me. That's all Bruna, okay? Anyways, so okay, I got serious with the weights. I got a little bigger, and then more people was like, wow, this girl can do her job. She can work just as hard as the men. So, the fire department is super competitive. When I got hired with Tampa Fire here in Florida, about 1,000 people applied, so I hear. And I would say, I can't remember the exact number, but 10 men got hired, 4 of us female got hired. And it's very challenging as a woman because everything is the same, okay? The testing for the men, the testing for the woman. We don't do lesser, we don't do easier tasks, okay? And depending where you're assigned to, the fire engine, the rescue truck, you get a specific task, you gotta do it. So anyways, then I met my husband in the fire department. Of course, I wasn't trying to date a firefighter or anything like that because I was already a firefighter. And he got me into the bodybuilding because, my husband growing up, he was obese. He couldn't get a girlfriend. He got bullied a lot in school. And I'm not the type of girl that he would be dating either. And he's not the type of boy I would be dating either, right? So anyways, I met him and he, lost his weight and got into bodybuilding and did his first competition at his high school. And then he was like, you have the perfect body. You should try it, right? So I tried. I did a figure. My first show was the Tim Garner Tampa Extravaganza in Tampa in 2015. But I did novice. I didn't do open. I wasn't aware of bodybuilding the classes really. My husband just told me, you're a novice at this. Let's just do one class because he knows how extensive the sport and how crazy it can get. So I did it and I got second place. And then, after that, I'm like, okay, that was fun. I want to do it again. So in 2016, I did the Out South in St. Augustine. I did figure again. And with that show, things was a little different. I mean, I had this sick figure body, and I got fifth place. And I think the reason why I got fifth place because the posing wasn't 100%. However, like the physique, the condition, I had everything to play. But with this sport, you have to get the muscle and you have to get the posing. If you don't get the two right, you're not gonna score, and you're not gonna place high. You're gonna lose the placement or not even, be on call outs. Anyways, so backstage, I was, doing the pumps with extension bands, and I hurt my shoulder blade, and I couldn't open my back anymore. And oh my God, that made me so upset. But you know what? I still placed. I got fifth place, and I was thankful. I was grateful for all the experience, right? And I looked amazing. I mean, you're a winner. At the end of the day, you win. You have a banging body, and everybody's looking at you like you're some celebrity or god or a pro already. People ask me all the time, like, "Are you a pro? What do you do? How you get there and stuff?" And I'm like, no, I'm not even a pro yet. Like I'm an amateur. And the reason why it's taking so long to get there because I put my family and my education, my career, first place. And then once I got, the EMT, the paramedic, the firefighting down, and then the RN, because, eventually I became a mom. I switched to registered nurse in pediatrics. I worked at trauma centers, 3 craziest, busiest hospital in Florida here. I got amazing experience, met amazing people. And I was able to focus more in the sport. And I told myself, this is my last dream in my life. Well, actually, not my last. Okay, let me back it up. My son seeing my son graduate and having a career and marrying a child. That's my last dream in life, actually. So the dream before that is, of course, everybody wants to, right, in this sports to become like a pro. I want to be a bikini professional, an athlete. Like I want this more than anything in my life. And so people think I'm crazy or I'm silly. It's too hard. There's so many girls in bikini. You had the figure body, but now you want to go for bikini. And you probably have heard this, in my opinion, within the 10 years, bikini changed a lot. Like all the bikini girls look like figure. All the figure girls look like physique. All the physique girls are looking like bodybuilder girls. Like within the years, the woman got a little bigger. And in my opinion, I think the class changed a little bit. So if I were to go back into figure, I don't think I would place as good, because also my choice, I don't want to look that big. And in figure, it's really easy to lose the femininity, like things start to change a lot. And I like being girly, even though I was a tomboy growing up. So I still want to look, little prissy.
Yeah,
A woman. I mean, of course, there's beautiful figure bodybuilder woman. I mean, they do still look feminine. That's not what I meant. Like all women are beautiful in all shapes, personalities, sizes, muscle. I mean, more muscle the better, right? The hotter. But I think it's all about like what kind of body you want to have, really, right? At the end of the day.
well, it's always been a debate with me because I've been following bodybuilding for a long time, and the sport has evolved the last 20 something 20, 30, 40 years since I've been following. And I've seen like, yeah, you figure the girls in bikini are getting a little bit more conditioned, a little more size. I know they say they don't want you to have too much gyrations. They don't want too much, development in the abdominals. There's a lot of stuff to it. And, I
Yeah,
mean,
it
and
gets tricky and
yeah,
stressful.
yeah. And you being a firefighter, I mean, working, that's especially for a woman. I think most people with the idea of you look at a movie like you remember a movie called Backdraft that was out years ago about firefighters. Everybody want to see this big, strong man charging through the fire, but you see this little petite little girl coming through, and say, "She supposed to rescue me? Wait, hey,
Yeah.
where's the guys? Where's the guys?" I mean,
Yeah, yeah, and I hear that all the time. But yeah, I've held a hose line by myself, and it was a winch and three quarters. Usually, if you're the nozzle man, which is the rookie task, and I fought fire for 3 hours in that hose line, and hey, it sucks, but I did it. It's about 250 GPM of water coming out per minute, so it's pretty serious. It kicks your ass. So you have to live in the gym, even no matter if you're a man or a woman. If you're a man and you're trying to do a task like that, or put a ladder up, or lift a 600, 700 pound man, or get somebody out of a hole, or cut a card, you're holding these huge 50-pound tools to cut cars. I mean, you have to work out. You have to live in the gym. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, I miss it.
yeah.
For sure,
We
though. They look at me, they're like, you're not doing that to me. And then, you know what I've done a lot? I'm not going to lie. I go to 911 calls, and they're like, you're a little girl. I'm sorry. I don't want to disrespect you. I don't think you can pick me up. I'm like, ma'am, sir, I can pick you up. You see this? I'm going to pick you up. And then they're like, okay, we can try. Maybe we can think about it. And then they see me picking them up and do all the hard work. They're like, wow, little girl, you are strong.
Yeah. Well, we got some people here. We got a man, Michael Boyce. He says, a classic. He says this. He says, also shout out to Mike. He says, tomorrow will be my 65th birthday. Happy birthday, brother! Congratulations. Also, he one actually says a biceps flex. She already get it for you, so you'll be happy for that. That's your birthday gift. And also, we got here a man, KL the Wanderer, coming through. He says this. He says, "Hey guys, how all this evening? Yeah, I appreciate it, brother." Also, he says this. I remember that movie Backdraft. Never seen that one. Yeah, I've seen it dozen times. Come on, you can still see it now. It comes on like free television. You don't have to. You can
Yeah,
come
that's a
on.
classic. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's a
be honest
classic.
with you, I have not seen the entire movie. I've seen parts of it because I grew up in Brazil. That's an old school firefighter movie.
Yeah, and you're from Brazil. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that from your interview you mentioned. So when did you come here to the States?
I moved here when I was 13 years old.
And when you learned to speak English so well?
I actually went to a little private school in Brazil, and I learned the language because, when you go to the country, you think you speak the language, and you get here and it's like, oh man. It's kind of like a kindergarten English, really. But living with people, talking with people, listening to English, 24 hours in your head with no Portuguese whatsoever. After a while, you start to guess what the words mean, and that's how really you develop a language. That's the best method to learn a language, is actually go to the country and learn, or live in that country. And I'm gonna say it now, like in the beginning I cried a lot because I didn't thought I was gonna be successful. I didn't thought I was gonna speak English very well, do do good in school, have a career. It was tough for me. It wasn't easy, and I'm sure it's not easy for anybody. It was just me, my mom, and my brothers. There's my entire family lives in Brazil. I still go to Brazil every other year. And, I fell in love with America. I became an American citizen. I did pay to live in this country. I did, study American history to take the citizens test and to go to like middle school, high school, college. All my education, I did it here. And, I'm so proud to be American and Brazilian. Like I couldn't ask for more. It's really like, it's been one of the best presents from God, is to become American and have an opportunity to live in America, even though Brazil's in my heart, but we don't know how good we have it here. Like, we have to be thankful that we live in this country.
Yeah, like I said, I do content on MMA, and I know I follow a lot of Brazilian fighters, and I know the American dollar can go a lot. I had a friend of mine; she was training with a fighter who in Brazil, and she was going through something hard to say. And she was going to say, "Hey, I seen some money." I said like $20. $20 really was like it shoots up
Oh
because
yeah.
yeah, you got to think about the money exchange between. I think only countries where which the money exchange is very low for America is like if you go to England, the pound is lesser. The pound is more than the American dollar. but you go to like Brazil, Mexico. I
Oh
remember
yeah.
I did an interview. Her name is Gabby Pena. She's a bodybuilder. I sent her $40 in exchange. It went over from $40, to like I think about three or
Six
four.
times.
Yeah, in pesos, and that really helped her out. Okay, we got here some comments here. This is from my man, Michael Boyce. He says Chicago Fire is a great show made by a comedian. Shout out to him. Also, he says this. He says some names. Brenda Biceps and Erica Durango has fantastic muscle control. Well, there you
Okay,
are.
I gotta
Yeah.
check that out. I mean,
Okay.
I love bicep girls.
Yeah. Also, this is from my man KL Wonder. A lot of the Brazilian bodybuilders don't speak English like that, but tuned for fair English is not easy for native speakers. Yeah, I recently was it a while back interviewed a young lady who just turned pro. She's a bodybuilder. Her name is Amanda Santos, and when she learned English was that she was hanging out with a lot of people that speak English, and then she had to Google and read through dictionaries, and it took her
Mhm.
time.
Yep.
She English pretty good, but like I said, it's a lot harder.
Yes.
Coming from another country and learning another language. I mean, I took Spanish while I was in high school, and
Mhm.
my Spanish is mucho poquito.
So
Rude.
funny thing, before I forget, so American words are very similar. When I first moved here, my best friend that I've known for 20 years, she's in my heart. She taught me the difference of saying shit and sheet. I would say shit all the time at school and bitch. I did not know the difference between bitch, beach, shit, sheet, word, world. Oh my god, I'll get in trouble all the time for saying those wrong. Or like peanuts, like the T in the end with the penis. Oh my god, people crack it up with over that penis one. Like I'll say penis in class, and I'm like, no, no, it's
Well,
peanuts.
this I remember this. This is my favorite comedian, Eddie Murphy, and
Yes,
he
I love
was
Eddie Murphy.
he was talking about when it was one of his steps. He was talking about how one time he was out and about, and a lot of foreign people they recognize this Eddie Murphy, fuck you, Eddie Murphy, and it just that's the first thing they go to mind. It's
Yeah.
just language is something that I'm from the South, and where we speak because you live in Tampa, but I'm in North
Where are
Carolina.
you from?
North Carolina.
Oh,
I'm
North
a little small
Carolina.
town
I've been
with
there.
yeah we're a couple of miles from South Carolina where I stay at. And when we talk sometimes, like I know people like this, like one like this. You say like certain words, it sounds totally different. Like okay, if you go out with somebody and say, hey, I want to get a bar. They say a bar. It's not. You mean bear? No bar. Bear bar. You want to get bar or they instead of saying beer, they're saying bar, and then they get hard R there, or it might say something like okay, say, oh well, he lives over there not far. Say, it's a fire over there. No, he lives far. Say it's far. Say no.
Oh my gosh,
So
I would have a hard time.
yeah, it's just something you gotta learn. Like I said, folks, Bruna, we're gonna dip into her social media for a bit. Her IG, if you want to follow her. Her social media stuff is in the description in this video. You can check it out. You want to follow her. Also, I put in the comment section is a tag her first interview with my man KL. So if you want to watch that interview and check it out, support him and also support her. But guys, this is something I do this Bruna because I do because it's for safety and just to warn these guys out here. Guys, no D pics. Stop it. Get some help. She has a husband. She got a kid. What's your husband's name?
Oh, my son?
No, your husband.
Oh, my husband, Chris. And
Yeah.
he's also a firefighter,
Yeah.
paramedic, and lieutenant too.
Yeah. Last thing you want to do
Bodyguard, guys.
last thing you want to do is like sit in your house, and you knock on the door, and next thing you know, you see an axe coming through it. So guys, don't do it. So we're gonna jump into a social media for a bit here.
Oh, you're so kind.
Yeah, it's my job. I'm good at this, And we're gonna look at his stuff here, and
Yeah,
this is
go at it.
yeah, and right here, this is like this. What show was this? Here.
This was the NPC Panhandle that I did in 2023. It was April 13th, I believe, or 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And I did have a hernia during that show, which was very hard to control when you're posing. But eventually I did get my hernia fixed up. So it was kind of freaky too, to like do two shows, because right after the Panhandle, I did the Girl Power, which is a huge NPCI FBB Pro show that we have here in Orlando, Florida, and I'm actually doing it again on April 27th. It's the best show ever for like every woman to do. It's all women and it's beautiful, super challenging. And believe it or not, after these two shows, I got my hernia fixed. I was jacked, shreddy everywhere, right? Bikini stage body. I woke up and I was like, whoa, what happened to my abs? Like, what happened to my body? Because, all the surgery, that trauma to your body, the cutting, you get inflamed, distended. And yeah, I finally got my umbilical hernia fixed. I do have mesh. So even though I have crazy abs, there's mesh in there, believe it or not.
But here's a little video, guys. I won't play the music because YouTube is about the music, but you look you're very happy. You get just a very joyful personality about yourself.
Oh yeah, always.
She's got some moves, guys. So hey, guys, just stay calm, okay? Put away tissue and lotion, so And,
oh yeah,
yeah, because guys get
it's
weird.
very important. You gotta get that. I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah, she is right here on her job. I saw this video a while ago. I'm gonna post it here.
Oh my god, I suck at this. Yeah,
you guys are ready?
Last names. Ready.
One.
Oh,
So how long have you been working as a nurse since you left the fire department?
So it'll be 5 years, I believe. So I did 3 years of EMT, 8 years as a paramedic, 2 years as a firefighter.
That's right.
And 5 years as an RN. And then with the RN, I started working at a trauma center in the ER with adults. But, the reason I went to RN school was because I love working with kids. Even before, like, the entire, healthcare firefighter thing, I used to be a preschool teacher, and I thought, I miss working with kids. I love kids. I'm silly. I'm fun. I want to work with kids. So I switched to pediatrics, and I've worked at several pediatric ERs, and now I'm actually working at a pediatric urgent care. I got away from the hospital because I've seen too much, and working pediatrics, you will only understand if you do kids. It's not easy to see, dead babies, kids, teenagers, especially when you become a mom. A lot of things change, even though, your heart is like rock as a stone and you can take care and be the RN team lead and run a code with the doctors, boss everybody around, make sure everybody's doing their job. After a while, I have to tell you, I have to be honest about this, because it's been 12 years in emergency and your mental health is just not the same. You do not forget all those patients. They stay in your head and they stay in your heart. And I'm the kind of person that take everything at heart. I pray for all my patients. Like, I do love people and I do love kids. I love being a nurse and I love being an EMT, a paramedic, firefighter. That's my passion. And everybody should be like that. Everybody should love their job and treat people good and the way how they should be treated. Because, I feel like sometimes we don't have people like that in the world that should be like that, especially when they're working with people, right? I'm sure you guys have some bad experience. I called 911, he treated me like poop, or I went to the hospital, this nurse was mean, or this doctor was, a DICK, or, they don't care about people. Unfortunately, the world is like that. And it's also bad for me because I work with these type of people, and all you can do is talk to these people. Sometimes they need a little talk or an eye opener, right? But there are good people in the world, and that God is good and good things happen to good people. So that's what I believe.
So how old is your little boy here?
He's 5 and he's turning 6 in April.
Oh, happy birthday to him. What's his name?
Luke.
Yeah, he's a cute little boy.
Yeah, like Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah. Because I know you being a mom, and that's important to you. You love children, and I can understand. Like you ever watch like certain cops? They tell you stories about how it is when a police officer. How like one of the shows I used to love watch was Law and Order SVU, and some of the stuff was based on true experience and ride-alongs with police officers that tell you. I interview a lady who's a IFB. No, she's not pro. She's an amateur competitive bodybuilder, and she works in sex crimes.
Okay.
And yeah, and they tell you that stuff is it is just because seeing children and women getting molested and hurt, it's very
Yeah,
hard. And working in the hospital, I mean, I have friends and family members that worked as a nurse and or it is tough. I don't I
it is.
for yeah one time for at least for 6 7 years I was taking care of my mom and see her deteriorate and get sick, and then she eventually passed away. It's just something that is really, I think people can truly understand. Here, we got here from a man, KL. He says this. He says, he's gonna pick on me because he's always talking about. He says, excuse me. Wait, supposed to be pulled up. Yeah, so okay. Wait, there's. I'm glad I don't live in North Carolina. Well, I'm glad I don't live in New York. It's
Me
too expensive
too.
up there.
No
And
snow here. Florida
also,
life.
he says this. He says, bikini competitors have that tone, body, and conditioning. Yeah, and that is the big difference if you look at it. Because here, this is no offense to your division, and this
No,
is how
not
I'm
at
going.
all. Please. I was a
I've
big
I've been
girl.
yeah
I
I've
was
been following
a massive
bodybuilding for
girl.
I've been following bodybuilding for a long time. And bikini's brought in because I think because there were a lot of ladies in the division was changing and growing. I don't lose a lot of content on it because the fact is I don't follow it as much. There's so much to it. Y'all ladies work just as hard, but not as hard compared to the other divisions.
Right.
But you do have a certain look that's very more popular. It works
Hmm.
for certain women. I mean, if you look at it now, like you talk about how you don't want to do leg day because you look at wellness, which is the popular division that came from your home country, because it's just. I think it's like anything; it starts evolving. When I think bodybuilding got into the IPB and the NPC, it just evolved with the sport, like with women's bodybuilding. When women's bodybuilding first started out, it was more like kind of like bikini, and it was like figure, and then it evolved. And
Yes,
you
I
look at it,
agree.
yeah, look at it over years. If you look at the girls now, like they're totally surpassed the next level. If you look at like one good, like what do you ladies in bodybuilding say like the person that got them started was Daniel Bailey. If you look at Dylan Bailey now,
Oh, she's huge. And Natalia Coelho. I mean, she's huge, very well known, very successful. But the mainly reason that I think the division changed so much too, it's because a lot more women are involved in fitness. Like back then, like okay, I'm 33 right now. 30. I'm turning 34th in March. March 9, actually, it's coming up. I'm gonna be masters next year for bikini. Oh my gosh! Woo! Anyways, I believe that back then women did not want to look tone or muscular. It was frowned upon, right? They want to look feminine. They want to have the breasts, the booty, the curves. Because a lot of people said, Bruna, you work out too much and you do a men job. You shouldn't do that to yourself. You're female. Why don't you go for another job? Why do you want to work around all this men? You live in the gym. Why do you want to look like a man? I'll get this all the time, and it's not disrespect. They just don't understand. And now, of course, they all want to have my body. They all want the gym. They all want to look bigger. Things have changed, especially with social media, in my opinion. Now, I see it too in the population. People are eating more healthy. There are a lot more people in the gym. I don't know if you've noticed that. But back then, even growing up in America and Brazil, people were, you know, they ate whatever they want. They didn't go to the gym. It wasn't really part of their, the lifestyle. It wasn't there. It was only for like bodybuilders and like gym rat people. But now, I think the social media and of course, Instagram, YouTube, whatever platform is out there, it's making people more aware of the benefits of health and fitness. And let's not be silly. There's people that choose to do things in the right way. Of course, you can do it in the natural way, but then you can take the other way too, the gear way. And unfortunately, that's how the world is. That this is reality of things. Some people choose to do natural, some people choose to do the gear route. It's all about what you want to do, the look you want to have, and of course, like what kind of health problems you have too. Because health problems can make this very challenging. Like I might look like like a badass, like, oh, I want to be her. She looks perfect, but nobody's perfect. I mean, we're created by God. And I'm sorry, I don't like when people say, oh, you have to have the genetics for it. I'm sorry, nobody has the genetics for it. Okay, we're created by God. We're not perfect. You don't have the genetics for it to win Mrs. Olympia, Mr. Olympia. You have to work hard and focus on that body part that is your weakness. It's not called a genetic. And sure, genetics help, but there's no such a thing. Oh, 1% genetic is perfect. It's gonna, get you that pro card. Hell no, it doesn't work like that. Nobody's perfect. So I mean, that's my beliefs. And like me, I mean, I'm from Brazil, right? But my mom is tiny, and my dad is the tall one with the shoulders and the biceps. That's where I get it from. So I wasn't blessed with the big Brazilian ass and the small waist and the big hips. That pissed me off so bad growing up. I was so jealous of girls. I was a toothpick. I didn't have boyfriends. It was so hard for me. Like, I wish I was them, and I couldn't be them because I I wasn't blessed like that.
Well, I can understand, 'cause especially from your husband's ends, because like when I was coming up, I've always been a big guy. I mean, it's just in my genetics. I take after. This is how there's six of us. There was six of us. I have three older sisters. I had an older brother. I have a younger brother, and also my parents they were together for like 55 years. Even though
Mhm.
my father was living up in New Jersey for the last 30 of them, and my mom was out here with the rest of us. And my mom would tell us out of all of her six children, she had seven, but there's six of us living at the time. She told that my younger brother and my older sister took after my father's side. My second older sister and my older brother took after her side of the family, and me and my third older sister and me, we took after my father's mother, my grandmother's side of the family, because they were short and we were broad. I was often like that. And yeah, I can tell you, I say about genetics, because genetics is a thing, because I have some issues. I got sister who's pre-diabetic. Also, we have heart problems in our families. I had a heart attack about 10 years ago. I got a
Oh my
pacemaker now.
goodness, I would never
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I had to take care of myself after my mom passed, because before she died, I was almost 500 pounds,
Mhm.
and I dropped down to a little under 400 now. I'm doing pretty good.
That's
I,
good.
I
Good
was going to the gym, but then some stuff happened, and now I got two bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it's tough to try to get around and move on like I used to. We got some comments here. This is from my man K. Ellie says this. He says, Law and Order SVU is a bit intense. I used to watch it. I think after Stable left, it wasn't the same after that. It was kind of struggling. Also, this is also from him. He says, I just started working out with a trainer. Congratulations, brother. Good work. So who's your trainer? Who you working with?
So right now I'm working with Body Bio, and my trainer is Kimoto. And getting to the bodybuilding industry and doing figure bikini, I knew of him, but I also knew that he worked with a lot of pros and Olympias, and depending on the coach and what package you choose, it can get very pricey too. And you know that this sport is a pricey sport, right? So, growing up and being an EMT, going to school, paying for school, I didn't have, that much money. So I actually started my first prep with my husband. Believe it or not, he did my diet, my training, my cardio, and I got second place figure. It was unreal. And then after that, when I did the second figure show, I had Dave Palumbo, and Dave Palumbo, I don't know if you've heard of him. He's super
Jumbo Palumbo.
huge.
I know Dave Palumbo. I follow him. He has his RX muscle.
Yep.
He's his
Yep.
wife is a former bodybuilder herself. He used to date Colette Nelson.
Yep.
He's a legend in the sport. I have a friend of mine. His name is Big Keith Williams. He used to work with Dave, and he used to critique him on his when he was competing. But that's a legend in the sport.
Yes. Oh my God. He's an old school bodybuilder, and he was my husband's coach as well. We did a show together, which was the MPCL South. We had so much fun. And to today, I watch RX Muscle. I love Dave Palumbo. Even though I work in the medical field, I can have conversations with him and and use medical words. Like, he is a book. He's a brain. He's a doctor. He's like everything. And I had such a good prep with him. And he does have pros, amateurs. And then after Dave, I thought, I'm gonna switch to bikini. I want to see what that's about. I'm curious, even though I don't care about the glutes, the legs. I'm not girly. I'm a tomboy. I'm a firefighter. I don't really care about it, but the bodybuilding has evolved. Why not give it a try, right? So I thought, okay, I want to see what Bombshell Fitness is about, right? Because Bombshell is known for having like the hottest girls, the biggest booties. And, for my first bikini competition, which was last year, believe it or not, because I took a break from all the craziness in my life, education, careers, being a mom, surgery. Anyways, I fell in love with it. I got so addicted to it. And I'm like, wow, like this is me. I'm not figure girl. I'm a bikini girl. And my coach was Jennifer Capozzi. She has a special place in my heart. Oh my God, we got so close. She was like a sister to me. And I loved it so much. I mean, wow. But then I switched to Kimoto, which is Body Bio. And one of my dreams was to have him as a coach. But, he was, big coach with all these pros and Olympias and the prices too. It changes, right? And I was nervous. I'm like, I'm not ready to have him yet. I'm so nervous, but I'm not gonna be a scaredy cat anymore. I'm gonna go for it. And I did. And oh my God, I love Kimoto. To be honest with you, he's kind of like Dave Palumbo. He really is. He's like a book of knowledge. You know what I think of him? I haven't told this yet, but I think of him like a little wizard, and we are all the bikini girls, and he's just doing like his little magic here, and he's getting all of us like from I don't know, what would you call, like, I don't know, a little girl to like a badass girl like me, like a little toothpick, or to a badass strong mom. Like, it's crazy. It's like wizard magic. Like I'm so impressed with him, like he barely changed my prep, and every week I'm like, oh my God, I look like a Brazilian goddess here, a strong mom. Like, wow, this guy's a little wizard.
Well, it's good that you found somebody that works with you, know how you work. Because one thing people got to understand about being a competitive bodybuilder, it's not as easy as everybody think it is. You got to put in the time, the work, it's a lot of sacrifices you got to make. I mean, one thing is the idea people think about bodybuilding, because bodybuilding now is a mainstream sport compared to the other sports, is you got to take this and that, that. But it's not about that. You have to
Right.
follow a
And that's what
diet
people
plan.
think, People
Mhm.
think, oh, you look like that because you're on steroids, or, you know, no, no, not really. I've been working out my ass off for 12 years. Now, sure, if somebody's going to take steroids, they can have my 12-year look, in 1 year and get a pro card doing roids. I mean, let's be realistic here. There are people that are brand new in the industry. They take some roids and they turn that 12, 15, 20 years into 1 year, 2 years taking roids, and they become pro like that because, the effects are different, are faster, they're enhanced. And I'm a nurse. I have a lot of knowledge in the medical field and drugs and what they do to your body,
Hello?
And, I've never ever injected anything in my body. And what I do a lot of fat burners. And those are not healthy either. I have thyroid problems. I don't know if you know, but I might have this banging body and everybody wants to be me and have my body or not. But I have health issues. I'm pre-diabetic. I'm Latina. My mom has diabetes type 2. So even though I super healthy, my A1C is high. And I watch my diet, like, what the hell. And then I have 5 thyroid nodules, and that's from firefighting. And those can become cancers if I ever take any growth hormone, any testosterone, anything that can enhance your body or cause these cells to grow for more muscle, and results. It can damage it. It can become cancerous and move to my, you know, face, neck. I mean, it's scary. And then I have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. If I, okay, let me tell you, if I eat a cookie or an Oreo, I'll pay the price, man. Like when I'm off season, I don't eat perfect. I mean, I probably eat maybe 90% perfect because I just love eating healthy. I grew up eating healthy with my grandma. Everything has been cooked from home. But if I'm craving something like an Oreo, I'll tell you right now, I have six. Oh, I pay the price bad.
Yeah, I
Like my
could.
stomach will hurt. I'll have GERD, and I'll feel nauseous because there's a lot of fat and sugar, and it gets inflamed. Like I've had a colonoscopy done. Yep, I've had the camera in my mouth and the booty. So I definitely have IBS. So I really need to watch what I eat. And also people say, you're not competing. Why you're eating every 3 hours, 4 hours? You don't need to do that to your body, to yourself. I'm like, no, I actually do. This is what you need to do if you have irritable bowel syndrome. You have to eat little portions at a time. That way you don't create that like inflammatory response in your GI, and then you get that GI upset, distension, inflammation, pain. And some people don't understand, but you just have to educate them a little bit, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
And
I can
and then the
understand that.
hernia too. I got that hernia fixed. The hernia actually got it from pregnancy, believe it or not. And there's different ways that you can get a hernia. You can be a man, a woman. Pregnancy will do it. Lifting heavy weights or having multiple abdominal surgeries can do it. A lot of bodybuilders have hernias from lifting heavy ass weights, but I got mine from pregnancy. Yeah, from trying to push a baby in 37 hours. My abs did this, and then the intestines started to pop out through my belly button, and I had it for 5 years. It hurt like hell. I had to wear a corset every day of my life, and I'm like, you know what? I want to take bodybuilding serious. I don't want this hernia anymore. I had pain every time. It was uncomfortable, and I still killed it at the gym. I still did abs. There was no excuse, and it never got worse because I wear a weightlifting belt. I don't know if you guys see in the pictures. And for the cardio, I wear the corset, and then for under my scrubs, I had that stupid corset. And then thank God, I got the money, I got the hernia fixed, and now I'm like killing those abs, trying to get my abs back.
It's tough, 'cause especially for a woman, because you get in a sport where, when I do my interviews, I always say, like, when I start, I say sport of muscle masculinity, because most people see men with muscle. Everybody's used to it. It's
Right.
just with women, it's a different situation. It's just women. You're supposed to be. This is the purpose of men's life. We are built to battle, breed, and to die. That's it. Women, you are supposed to be nurturers. You bear our children. You take care of our homes. That's your purpose. That's how society sees it. But when you get into sport, which is considered very masculine, like I said, I do content on mixed martial arts, women mixed martial arts. Bodybuilding is just about the same, where it's just not
Hmm.
traditional, and
Yeah.
and you're changing aspects of your body. Like, and we talk about steroid things.
Right.
Suddenly,
Same with the fire department. It's
mhm,
a male culture, just like bodybuilding. So yeah, it's a complete different world, really.
yeah, we got some comments here from a man. This is from a man, balls deep. Oh, he's in here. It says she's sexy and swole as AF. Also,
Woo!
So there you go, balls. He got a little flex. Also, this from man KL Wonder. It says, "Yeah, I had a hernia. I think because of lifting heavy stuff. I'm not sure, but I had it." Also, he says this. He's doing some little stuff. He says, "What is good diet for someone just starting out to you, Bruna?" So, as you know, like I said, you're pre-diabetic. I can tell you the truth. I am too, also, because my mother's diabetic. One of my sisters, she has it. Two of
Yep.
us. It's just
Comes from the family. You're
yeah,
predisposed.
yeah, and it is like sometimes I do try to eat a little healthy, but every now and then, as I
I
said
know, but
again,
that's life, it's
but
no
I'm
problem.
just I'm a dog chasing cars. I don't have a plan, Buna, but I do try to eat smart. But sometimes it's just there's some particular things I like. I'm a particular type of criminal, and it's tough because I
I
I
just
could
love that. That's so
yeah,
funny.
it's tough to like when your last competition. Where's that thing you wanted the most? Where's that thing that was calling you? That's because you're on that diet, you get that little chance to cheat meal. Where's that thing you wanted the most?
So that's actually a good question because this prep is very fucking different. Excuse my language.
Go
So
ahead. You know,
with my prep with Dave Bombshell, I've always had one cheat meal a week, right? And my cheat meal to go, the food that I craved the most, you know what it was?
what?
It was chicken parmigiana with pasta.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good.
Every weekend I would have the same plate in the restaurant with Noah's and what I want. And then my second to go was a East Coast pizza that is actually right here. It's an Italian restaurant that makes pizza, and then the burger from Applebee's. I'm sorry, man. I don't care how much your burger is, where you're at. Like I paid $20, $30. I went to a fancy place for a burger. Oh no, 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 no. My burger has to be the whiskey barbecue with the bacon from Applebee's.
Mm. Uh, See, I think the closest to Applebee's, like for us, is like a good 50, 40 miles. It's usually for me, if I get a burger or something like there's a place right here in my town. It's called a bomb burger, where it's like it's bomb sauce, a little sauce they make. It's bacon. It's also candy bacon. Cheese and that. But me, my favorite is I love Chinese food. I just
What?
yeah.
Not me. Oh my God, you know what's funny? My husband will crave Chinese food and he'd be like, "Can we please have Chinese food? We haven't had it in so long." I'm like, "Oh no, 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 no. We're not having shit food. We're not having Chinese food. I want my Italian food."
Well, like I said, I like because like the buffet there, just like it tastes like you want that.
It does. But I love, Panda. Come on, Panda Express. Do you know what Panda is?
Yeah, I know. I hadn't been to a Panda Express in a long time. The closest one's like another 40 miles. I used to go
What?
to there's the Chinese buffet place, and they have it all decked out. You
You're
have
like my
like
hubby.
dirt.
You're like
Yeah,
my hubby. You love some Chinese food.
yeah. We got here for this from man. KL. He says, Italian food will do it for you. Yeah, I had a lady says her mother-in-law used to cook a mean lasagna. She used to love have it after her shows. Also, this is from here. He has a question. Says, where do you see yourself about 5 or 10 years from now? It's in the sport, or would you eventually retire? So, you say you can compete this year, and what's your thoughts on what your future is going to be in bodybuilding? Where you feel like you think in bikini you don't go as like I said, compared to like I said, I do a lot of interviews with ladies in bodybuilding, like in women's bodybuilding physique. You don't bring in a lot of that muscle density compared to women. You don't have to. It will take you as long to get
Hmm.
prep. It's an easy turnaround because it's more shows
Right.
for y'all. Because I do talk about this how you have like 100 bikini shows compared to maybe with 5 or 10 of the other divisions.
So usually when I compete, I do, two shows. If I didn't have all this craziness going on in my life, I would continue with the two shows. But in 5, 10 years, I don't think I will retire yet because I love working as an RN with kids. My husband will, that's for sure, from the fire department because everybody retires so much early with the fire department. It's a high risk job. But with bodybuilding, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I do see myself being a pro. Like I envision myself holding that card, and I can see myself in that Olympia stage. I know it's silly to say that, to hear it for some people, but and I don't care about what people think. It's what I think, what I want, and if I want it to happen, it's gonna happen. And honestly, I don't care how long it's gonna take. I don't care if it's gonna take this year to get the pro card, next year, 5 year, 10 years. I don't care if I'm a grandma with a pro card. I'm gonna get it.
That's that funny because I know a lady. She's a friend of mine. She competed when she got a pro card. She competed against a lady who was 77 years old. She got a pro card. I mean, it's about
That's
the lifestyle of
beautiful.
bodybuilding. It's
That's
about
beautiful.
what your commitments. Well, folks, I was finding some information about her. As you know, I do my research. As my master always taught me, be aware of surroundings at all time, young master way. Never give show footing for a killing blow. That's from Batman Begins, my favorite movie. I know KL hates it. But I love repeating it.
Oh my god, you remind me of my husband so much. It's it's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah. So I found some pictures here, and here this is with who's these lovely ladies?
Oh yeah, those are my girls from the fire department. We did the
Yeah,
calendar.
yeah. This is right here. You get a calendar? Yeah, I found this out.
Yeah, and we were in
Also,
A&E Night Watch show too.
yeah,
Yeah,
also I found a video. So if you want to watch it, I
sure.
gotta pull it up a bit here because, like I said,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We were in the news too. It was awesome. It was a great experience. Oh yeah, that's me.
Life on the ladder truck. They're strong, smart, and calendar quality. They're also heroes, making life better for pediatric burn victims. Tonight, we're giving you an exclusive story behind the glitz and the glamour.
The women of Tampa Fire Rescue invite us to go behind the scenes of an epic first-of-its-kind photo shoot in the middle of the city. Our Melanie Michael is live for us tonight at the oldest working firehouse in the country on 22nd Street in Tampa. Hey there, Mel.
Hey guys, good evening to you both. This is such a remarkable location. We are coming to you live from one of the most historic firehouses in the entire United States. Check this out. This is the original fireman's pole here in the building. And look at this, the original brickwork as well. But truly, it's not necessarily the outside, it's the inside here at Firehouse 6, the people that make the heart and soul of Tampa so special, including a firefighter named Sophia.
Oh yeah,
They're
Sophia.
strong, smart, and insanely in shape.
A lot of physical training.
Brave for suiting up and taking it off.
It's nice to be able to change it up and get out of a uniform and let our hair down.
For Tampa native Sophia Cardenas, this epic photo shoot in the heart of the city she protects is humbling.
It's very meaningful to work here in Tampa, knowing that this is where I've grown up and that I can be a part of this.
Behind all the glitz and glamour is a lot of hard work and willpower.
But we do sacrifice some sweets.
So even though desserts are done during the calendar prep process, the second the camera clicks, these firefighters light up the lens where their spirit burns bright as they pose for a purpose. The Women of Tampa Fire Rescue calendar to benefit child burn victims.
To me, glamour is in the heart, so it's nice that a picture can be taken, but it's what the cause is for. That's the most important.
So the next time you see these ladies fighting a fire, this isn't just a job for them. It's a lifelong dream, a passion that burns bright each and every day.
That was so cool. What you?
Oh, you make me miss my old job. Oh, there's my helmet right here.
Yeah, where's the helmet? Yeah. Yo, that's cool. That's nice. And where was this? The photo shoot. That was like yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. You guys can get a helmet.
And you got helmet,
picture.
and guys got helmet and flex, so y'all be cool. So yeah, and that was what was the experience like doing the photo shoot and working, what was it like for you?
What, doing the photo shoot?
Yeah.
At first I was super nervous because that was my first photo shoot. Believe it or not, the bikinis came after that. But working with my girls and Captain Boffman, she actually led the Tampa Fire paramedic firefighter girls, so it got a lot more comfy, especially taking the pictures. They're like, hold a tool like this, do this with the tool. I'm like, okay, I suck at being a girl and sexy, but let's make it work, I guess. And and it was fun.
Yeah, because you say you're a tomboy, but I grew up with a lot of tomboys. Grew up to be pretty, very, very attractive women because you don't take yourself as seriously like regular girls. You like when we especially when we're coming up, the tom girls want to fight and wrestle, but then y'all start developing, and when we're fighting wrestle with you, we're grabbing this and grabbing that. Y'all going all out. But
I grew up a boy, so I got 3 brothers, and I was the big boss. And we horsed around, we fought around, we punched each other, we fought over computer games. We want to stay up 24 hours and play the computer games, and then I would punch my brother because I want a computer. Yep.
Yeah. We got here a comment from man KL. He says this. He says, "Them women are hot. Someone call 911 for me." Yeah. Well, KL, put some water down your pants and you'll be all right. So.
Hey, I got the water. I'll bring it.
Yeah. Also, he says, this question says, how long you had to do the photo shoot? I think on average, usually you start out early in the day, and then you have to go and because there's only so many pictures you got to take, and you say we got to take that picture, got to take that
Actually, it takes time. I think it was a total of 3 days, like a day with the fire truck out in the downtown city of Tampa, what you guys saw with all the trucks. That was such a badass photo shoot. And then we took photo shoot at a CrossFit gym. And then another time was for that picture against a actual brick wall in downtown Tampa. So, and then they wanted you in a certain way, in a certain pose and lighting. Like you don't realize how serious photography is too. You actually have to, be a part of it. I'm like, oh my god, this takes forever. I just want to go home and eat, or you know. But it was super fun, and I have the calendar. And if you guys want to get a calendar to help the city of Tampa or any other fire department, really, a lot of fire departments do these calendars. Usually they're made for men, because men is sexy in the helmet and the abs, and all the women go crazy. But with Tampa Fire, they did it for the women, and we got so much money, and it went towards equipment, fire stations, burn victims, children, that got involved in burning buildings or lost parents. I mean, it's such a good cause. And I said it, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to, offer my family, my friends, the calendar, and so many people bought it. And it felt so good, because we're not just doing this so we can look, sexy and, put our booties and,
Yeah. What content here, like especially in the bodybuilding world, sex does sell. A lot of ladies, like I said, one thing I talk with some ladies, like after they do the shows, especially, they do photo shoots because it's good for their social media. Sometimes they even get paid.
Right. It's true.
It's a way to make. Some ladies would do, as I call them, excuse my no offense, but as I say, the beat the meat websites. That's what they are, and they do it because there's a fan base for them. With your division, you have a larger fan base because you fit the aesthetics of what people want to see. You have your femininity. There's always been the thing about that. You look very more what people would like to see or prefer. But one thing is, it's very entertaining to. We see you ladies, you're in shape, you're on stage in condition. What was that like your first time on stage?
Oh my god, it was so scary. I was shaking, and oh my god, it was unreal. It felt unnatural, to stand on stage and listen to, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the left, steps back, steps forward, number 3, number 4, compare. And I never understood why they switches around in the line. And then, over the years, I became so more involved, and I started to do a lot more research and studying, and I learned everything that has to do with it, like the placement, why they move you, what's the criteria to score high, what you want to do before the show, after the show, who do you want to talk to. Like, this became a passion to me just as much as, the healthcare field is, taking care of people and children. And even if I don't win and get a pro card, I'm still gonna be at the gym 4 times. I'm still gonna do the cardio 4 times a week. I'm still gonna eat healthy. I still have a beautiful life. I make money. I support my family. I have a beautiful son. I have the most amazing husband ever. He's a mom and a dad, just like I am a mom and a dad. We do everything. Like, my life is not going to change, and I'm not doing bodybuilding for money or social media or popularity. As you see, I don't have a lot of followers, right? Because, I have a busy life. I'm not going to lie. Instagram is addicting, and it has become a hobby to me. Like, I love posting pictures. I love doing videos, and it's not to show off. It's because I'm so proud of myself. Like, I came far, and I worked so hard to get where I'm at. Not just in bodybuilding, but with all my careers and being accepted as a woman in the fire department. You guys don't understand what women go through, and even men. I mean, it's hard to get hired. Even as a man, you have to get that cardio and that strength, and you have to do everything by time. And once you put that gear, the SCBA mask, the tank, like, I'm 120 pounds. With that gear, I'm 300 pounds, man. And then you're doing all this crazy work. It's unreal. Just like bodybuilding, it's unreal. And it is kind of like having another job. Like, if you want to have a body like this, it's rewarding, sure, but it is a lot of hard work. Like, for example, I eat every 3 hours. If I don't eat on time, I can get sick, and me with the hypothyroid, the low thyroid and the pre-diabetes, even if I'm not doing a prep and I don't eat on time, I get sick. Like I get the shakes, the blurry vision, the headache, the dizziness. I've blacked out 3 times already in my life. I had a heart monitor. I don't know if you saw my old pictures on Instagram. My blood pressures will crash, like almost dead people blood pressure. Okay. Like my blood pressure will get like 74 over 54. I mean, dead people has like 50s, 30s, and then you're dead. You're running a code. And it's because one, I'm so tiny, two, the low thyroid, and then the pre-diabetes. Like all those work terribly together, man.
I can say like that. Like I'm pre-diabetic. I have heart issues. I have sleep apnea. My blood pressure. Well, last time I was visiting my cardiologist because he usually checks me out and tests my pacemaker, and my blood pressure was so high they had to admit me to the hospital.
You have a pacemaker, George?
Yes. I had it for almost
Oh
10
my
years.
gosh. God
And
bless you.
yeah, and I was working on my old job, and I had gotten sick. I wasn't sure what it was. I thought it was just because I was working in a meat packing processing place, and I was in the cold department. And I thought I was getting the cold, so I go to my sister who lives in like the next town over because it would have been like far away to go all the way home for me. And then she told me go get yourself checked out. So I go to urgent care place, and they say, Mr. MacArthur, something in your blood. So they sent me to one of the biggest hospitals that's in favor. That's Cape Fear Valley. And I was there for a week on cardiac unit. Then after I got out, then I was going back to work. And then I got my pacemaker maybe a couple months after that. And after that, I had to quit because my mom got sick. Well, I quit my job because I turned 40 and had me doing some work that was, hey, I'm 40. I've been working since I was 10, 12 years old.
Wow.
I'm 40 now.
Time.
Yeah, and I think I was done. And my mom got sick. I was taking care of her.
Of
And
course.
it's tough. I mean, a lot of sacrifices you got to make, and also the expense of being a woman in sport bodybuilding. Compared to the men, they got to wear a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts. You ladies, your suits, that's one thing that eats up a good part of your change. Also, hair, makeup, travel expenses.
Oh yeah.
And I know you do it for the joy of it, but it'd be great if there was a little bit way that can help you, especially
Yeah.
like you do a show. Hey,
Mhm.
how about let me get if I win, let me get my interest fee back. Those little things. This is like a friend of mine tell me it's a poor man's sport, a poor woman's sport. But you know what? You have to love it to
Yeah,
stay
you
in it.
do, because it's a lot. Like a prep can go anywhere from $3,000 up to $7,000, and that's including all the most expensive lean meats you're getting, and you're eating every 3 hours. You're like a eating machine, man. You don't stop eating. And then the supplements. I mean, whatever you're taking, the protein, the creatine, the EAs, all the multivitamins, the tribulas, the phenogreek, the ashwagandha, the AC ACL. I always messed up the letters. The conjugated linoleic acid, and then there's another one that I take, L-carnitine, and the fat burners. I mean, it's a lot. And then if you're doing the gear way, I mean, sure, any woman can take gear nowadays. Anybody really. You go to the doctor, the whole hormonal replacement clinic. Nowadays, a lot more things are acceptable to do in society. Just like a man becoming a woman becoming a man, or a man wanting to take testosterone to get the libido higher. You won't believe it if I tell you guys, but my testosterone is 23. Okay, it's super low.
Well,
And I hate it because with the low thyroid, I have to take levothyroxine to get my metabolism normal, my thyroid working properly. I'm always cold. I'm losing my hair from the medicine. And, I have no energy because of the low thyroid. And, it was a blessing from God that we found out that my thyroid was low, because then the levothyroxine changed my life forever. Like I went back to the same old normal Bruna, because I'm like, what is going on here? Why am I blacking out? Why is my blood pressure crashing? Why am I cold? I'm weak. I get sleepy. It's not normal. And then, all this craziness happened like you saw a cardiologist. I did too. They put this heart monitor. They checked my thyroid, my adrenal gland. And they're like, oh, you have low thyroid. And this is why your blood pressure is crashing. And you just make sure you're eating on time, drinking on time. You already exercise a lot, because, exercise can help you with the blood pressure and the heart rate. It can make you put in more weight too. And it has happened to me, like as a toothpick. I was like 80 pounds and I hated it. And I couldn't put in weight no matter what I ate. I mean, a box of cookies, anything. I didn't gain weight. So it's crazy. You have to take care of yourself no matter what shape you're in, really. And take care of your health. Like I see this a lot in ER. We have cardiac arrest because people don't go to their doctor. Like it's so important. Even if you're healthy as a child, a teenager, a elderly, you need to go to the doctor every 6 months, at least every year, because that time that you don't go for many years, that heart attack will catch you up like this, and age is just a number. I've seen that's anywhere from like 20 weeks from the womb to 3 years old, 5-year-old, 9-year-old, 12-year-old, 15 years old, 20, 30, 50, 60, 80s, 90, like you name it, related to injury, trauma, car accidents, illnesses, and not taking care of themselves, not going to a doctor. So it's very important. Like me, I'm so young. Who would ever thought I had 5 nodules in my thyroid and IBS and all this craziness, pre-diabetes. I'm like, come on, I eat so healthy. But when I'm off prep, I love a coconut ice cream with chocolate dipping on the top. Okay. I didn't eat it every night. Okay. But off season, I mean, we're not going to eat perfect. We're going to have the little treat we want, right? And I love that. And then creamer in my coffee, and I'm lactose intolerant too. After having 12 years of protein shakes and all that whey, that protein, that milk in my little cereal, it got me bad. Now I have to find like a vegan protein. So your body changes, and as you get older or get pregnant, OMG, it changes so much more. And you've seen with your body too. I mean, we're not perfect. We're humans. We're gonna get sick. Our heart is gonna act funny, our intestines, our brain. I mean, funny things happen, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I can understand that because I got a doctor's appointment coming up next week. I go as often as I can, keep my medication and stuff like that. I was exercising, but I had a little setback, and then my knees are bothering me. I'm thinking about talking to a surgeon about
Oh yeah, you
getting this.
better.
So yeah, I try to hold off for a while because I don't like anybody cutting on me. And then I interviewed a while back a young lady. She is a vegan competitor. She competes in, I think, wellness. If I get a chance, I'll send you her link. You can check her out, reach out to her. Maybe I
Yeah,
can,
for sure.
we'll talk about it for her. Yeah, we got here from a man, KL. He says this. He says, "Sexy is an advantage, Bruna. Keep it real." Yeah, yeah. He also,
Oh, I love him.
in other words, bodybuilding or not, you will still have risk to be sick. Yeah, because I can tell you the
Right.
truth. Yeah,
And I got COVID. Look at my voice. I still have a hoarse voice. I have
my
congestion.
my
Got
my
COVID 2 weeks ago.
My oldest sister, she had it a while back. I never got it because eventually my mom, that's what she got it when she passed away because she had it. She was already sick because
Oh,
she was dealing with dementia. She had like a series of seizures. She had a stroke, and it was
that's
just.
tough. All
And
that
my
combination there, I've taken so much care of people with those conditions. That's challenging.
Yeah, I
Very
mean that my mom was my woman. I remember somebody told me, like, son,
challenging.
you stay with your mother. I said, yes, ma'am, I do. Said, well, son, stay with your mama as long as you do. Go out and do this as a man, but come back home to your mama. So, like I said, it's very important. You said before your least favorite is like a lot of bodybuilders, they hate leg day. And that's your least favorite. What's your favorite
Favorite what?
exercise?
Exercise?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's such a hard question. Oh, okay. Back when I was a bicep girl, obviously bicep curls. But now, I like the hack squat for the hamstrings. Because let me tell you, since I wasn't blessed with the booty, the hips, and being a Brazilian girl and doing bikini, right? Because in bikini, you have to have the glutes, the quads, the hamstring. And the hamstrings were my weakness, and I used to hate them and dread them. And I'm like, if I want to get serious about bikini, I need to, game up here. I need to get real, just as real I am with my biceps, just as real as I am with my shoulders, and just as real I am with quads, because I have some killer quads. Even though being small, because I was a firefighter, I did a lot of stairs. And that firefighter trainer, I used to put a 45-pound weight and do the stairs like crazy. And that's how you get that cardio on those killer legs. Oh man, but yeah, the hamstrings was my weakness, and now I'm obsessed with it, just like abs and hamstrings. definitely my two biggest weakness. And now the hack squat for the hamstrings and the hanging leg raises with the abs. Oh my god, I killed them all now.
Because that's right. You ladies who work out, your belly bodies. Your bikini girls, y'all can't be no too much styrations in the glutes. No too much don't too much focus on your back because you let your hair hang over your back. And also, you don't want too much abs. You don't want to be like
Right.
certain ladies, because I know there's some women who have
You can
killer
lose
abs.
for being too shredded. Yeah.
Yeah, because and we talk about the resilience. It's a growing number. It's not just in wellness. You have people like Natalia you mentioned. There's also right now there's like at least two, aside from Natalia, there's like two other women in both women's body and physique that's top three competitors. That's Arsenio Barrito, who I follow. She's recovering from an
Yeah.
injury. There's Zuma Bonito, if I got the name right. There's also Caroline Alvarez. There's one lady I follow. Her name is Karina Concalvas. She's over in Europe. I think it's a very popular, healthy lifestyle out of Brazil. That's why you see a lot of competitors coming from there.
Yeah.
And I think there was a thing going on where it was like a real shakeup where they're supposed to be starting a men's wellness division. You saw that? It was like
No, not yet. What is that?
I mean, I was talking with another guy. His name is Didi on the spot. He does interviews with bodybuilding. We talked about that. You know what? That's the thing is about men and women. We're always going to be different. We talked about earlier how men are. We have the transgender and stuff like that. It's just that this is me. I believe that women's sports fit for women. And if you want to compete, okay, have your own class, your own division. It's not fair for you have a genetic advantage. If you're a man competing in a women's sport, you have a genetic advantage. There's
Absolutely,
yeah.
100%. I'm right there with you. I think we need to make another class for those people because that would be fair.
Because because it wouldn't be fair. Because but like I said, this is a tough sport to get into. And you have to have a love for it. And there's guys like us. Most of my guys who are here, they're more into the women's bodybuilders. They like, there's an old smoke saying, "When you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard." And it's just about what you ladies do, the time you put in, the work you put in. People got to understand that. And I know people like with you're in a division which it's more acceptable. This weekend we had Arnold Schwarzenegger
Right, it's
Classic.
more acceptable, more attainable, and people want to look like that. People want that beach body. Mothers crave that body. It's so hard when you become pregnant. You have a kid, 2, 3, 4. Man, to get that body back, even with me, I didn't struggle because I've always been a toothpick all my life. But it's still hard to go back to that body that you had before pregnancy. It's not an easy thing to do. Everybody wants to have that beach body. And of course, like you said, more women are starting to go towards that way, and I think it's a beautiful thing. So what? Women have the right to look sexy and strong. If men can be sexy and strong, why can't women be sex strong, right?
Because I think that says because I love female bodybuilders. I'm from the South. I love women. I love women. Period. I mean, like there's old song with Tony Luke says he says it's but he was like dealing with a man. Said he may not. He say it's the age. He's down with the ladies. I like says it may not be the age, but I'm still down with the ladies. But if you want to be who you be, understand that you have to accept the things that comes with this. We got to
Right.
hear it from a man. KL says it's a degenerate society we live in. Anything goes. Well, I won't say that much. It's not like it's like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. 1 man in and 2 men leave. 1 man in, 2 men in and 1 man leave. It's just the fact that things are changing. You have to adapt to it.
Yeah.
You can't
For
adapt to it.
sure.
Yeah. But here's the thing is, I think like this. This is why I talk about this quite often on my channel. As you compare, when you especially hit that pro level, it should be more, especially assistance. Like you have a job in which, okay, if I get sick, I got my benefits like that. It should be more for you competitors. More okay. Like one thing, you have sponsors, do you?
So I I work a couple companies. They are Angel Competition Bikinis, Raw Nutrition, Iceland Sun Club, and Bombshell Sportswear. I'm ambassador for all of those except for Sun Island Sunglass. I became a model with them. And with all those positions, you gotta get accepted. You have to have what it takes to be an ambassador. Inspiration, good content, fitness, health, beauty, strength, whatever that captivates their attention and their interest. They want somebody that they can trust and that looks good and that is a good person in general to present them. But a lot of companies, they want pros or they want people with a bunch of followers, and I think that's wrong. You shouldn't go for a person just because they have 20,000 followers, 30,000. Like, what kind of world is this? Go for the person because they're a good person, they're a hard worker, they have a career, or their mother, their father, they're a hard worker, they can inspire the society, they do the good for society. Because I don't know if you've noticed in Instagram, you can pay Instagram to go higher with your content and your followers, or you can pay people that have Instagram accounts and give you more followers. Sometimes for certain people it's a follower thing, and I'm like, wow, this is silly, really. Because let's say, like, you get a company and they're getting this pro, or this person that's not even a pro had tons of followers. Doesn't mean you have a tons of followers. That means they're gonna buy your product. You have to be a good person. You have to have inspiration and want and passion in your heart. I believe you have to have all these things. That's how I think if I have my own company, right? But being ambassador does help, believe it or not, because we get little discounts and we also give friends, families discounts, and we get little points where we can buy things that are a little cheaper, but not that much cheap. But anyways, I don't do it for money. I do it because I love it. Like, I love Angel Competition bikinis. Oh my God, I'm like obsessed with everything. And then I love raw nutrition, it's so good to know that if you buy their products, you get little help with discounts, and then also you get to represent them. Like, you get to represent something that you love. So it feels good. And then eventually, as you become a pro, I'm sure you start to get bigger, your name is out there, and then people want you, then they want to sponsor you. And I'm sure with sponsorships, it can help. Maybe the products are for free, or maybe they're 50 off. Honestly, I have not been sponsored by anybody yet. Like, I've tried to be in the front cover of Muscle and Fitness magazine, and I was third place. I got kind of close of getting the cover magazine for that magazine. And Erin Stern did the cover magazine for hers like many years, like Miss Olympia figure. Now she's a bikini competitor. I kind of did what she did. She went from figure to bikini, and I love Erin Stern, and I actually met her too. Like, her pictures and her little video is in my Instagram. She actually gave my first posing lesson for my figure competition, and she lives in Tampa, Florida, and she's such an amazing, like, beautiful soul. It was such a pleasure to meet her. But anyways, and if I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, it's fine. It's not gonna change my life. I have a beautiful life. God is there with me. Good things happen to good people, or maybe one day I'll get it. Things happen at the right time. So, of course, I'd love to be sponsored by, Angel Competition bikinis, or the Raw Nutrition, Bombshell, sportswear, or like I'm a model for Island Sunglass. Like, oh my God, like, those are like dream companies to be sponsored for. Like bodybuilding is my passion. Their products are my passion, but who knows? If it happens, it happens. If not, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and, maybe one day it'll happen. Who knows, right?
Yeah, because that's important. Because what I think with me, it's not about for my known people. It's about the the quality of people, not the quantity for me.
Right. And we need more like that in the world. We seriously do. It's not about image, followers, and what you have and what you look. You need to appreciate people, like people for who they are. What they're doing for the society. How are they inspiring you to be a better person? Kind of like what you said, right? So.
Yeah, because what, when I started this YouTube channel, I just did it because I was taking care of my mom. It gave me something to help my mind, and we're doing
right distraction too.
Yeah, and then as it grow, bit by bit, this by bit, and people who follow me, and sometimes YouTube will give you like ghost followers. I don't care. I'm happy with the people that actually follow, like people like KL, also Mike Boyce, also Balls Deep. I do this because I enjoy doing this. I enjoy
Right.
reaching out
You have
to.
to enjoy, you have to love it. And if you
Mhm.
have followers, it's an amazing thing, People are looking up to you. People are watching you, they're learning from you, they want to get to know you, and you inspire each other. I mean, that's what's about.
Yeah. Well, like I said, sometimes, like the other guy would say, it completes me. I'm sorry, but like I said, we're not. Like I said, we this is I think this is why I like doing this.
You're
Because
so funny. We
well,
better get
this is.
another interview. This is fun.
How about we do something after your competition? You can talk to me, like give your thoughts on how you feel. Because, like I said, this is about giving y'all ladies opportunity to share your story. If you look, your division with which you can get a little bit more support and opportunities. But this is why I do this, because I mean, I have guys telling me, say, "Hey, George, we're gonna get this person, this person." It's one of my favorite ladies that a lot of these guys always want me to say, "Hey, George, we're gonna get her." I say, who? Say, Andrea Shaw. That's my big brother right there. This is my man. He does all my live stream. I must talk about that's my man Keith Wiggins. And that's with my girl. He has my hand. I keep telling Keith,
Get
I
your
know
hands off.
he has a wife, but he has his hands and they look at me and say, "Hey George, I got your girl, George." I'm cool.
She looks so fun.
Yeah, she's a great person, and it's just with women like yourself who are athletes in the sport, who have a passion for it. That's why I like, I know people say, "Hey George, we can have this person." I have people that I want to have, and when I started the interview with KL, I said, "You know what, maybe I might do an interview with her." So he told me, "Said wait a little bit, and give us some time, because I don't want to be like poaching." Sometimes he poaches some people, I poach his, but we we have, like, our styles are different. He's a fan, and that's why I'm a fan, but also I try to point out things and let people, like you talk about the ambassadors. One of my favorite guys who does the ambassador program here was my man Jake Wood. Excuse me, I got to do this every time I say his name. Jake Wood. Say, yo, Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. And it's great when you have people that support you in the sport. People saying, like,
Mhm.
especially your husband, your child, your rest of your family. I know,
Yeah.
I know ladies that tell me that when they got to this sport, because they lost friends, things
Mhm.
change, because you're
Yeah.
changing
And
your
I lost my
lifestyle.
grandma too. And bodybuilding, believe it or not, is a distraction. And that's how I de stress from my work because, with the type of job that I've done for 12 years, I've had depression, I've had anxiety working with, babies, children's people, human beings are dying on your hands. And you have to be the team lead and tell people what to do and do that task immediately and push that drug, do the right math for that person. It's so rewarding. Oh my god, but it takes a toll in your heart and your mind and your mental health. There's even a point in my life that I wanted to kill myself. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about it, and I had to take um diazepam before bed because I would be so depressed. Like if I get like a dying baby or a kid, I know it's very hard to hear from me because you guys don't deal with this. I don't forget about those images in my head. And the gym is my me time. It's my temple, it's my church. Even though I believe in God, it helps, to get that negativity and that frustration out, and it allows me to focus on myself, because when you're a hard worker, you're a mom, you're a wife, and you have a tough job and you see tough things that you wish you never seen in your life. We could talk about the worst calls or patients I've had in my life. I don't have a problem with it because it makes you appreciate human life. It really does. It teaches you a lesson. We should be thankful that we have two eyes, a mouth, a head, two limbs, actually four limbs, the two arms, the two legs. We speak. Like I've met so many people that had, life-changing stories that, sometimes I have to hide to cry when they tell me their story, or I see them, and it's such like a big impact, in my life. So even like I said, if I don't get the pro card, I'm gonna keep doing this. This is what, you know makes me like what do I say? This is washes my soul. The gym is so healthy for you. Why not? Even if you don't like the gym, go to the bike, go run, go swim. Take your kids out, your family, like be active. This is something that you like. Doesn't have to be bodybuilding, like you said, but to me, it's bodybuilding. It cures me. I leave the gym happy and I'm motivated and I feel good. It's a stress relief. I go right before work, believe it or not. It's a crazy life. And it feels so good to look good too. It's not to show off. Some people are even scared to talk to me or intimidated. They're like, mumble. I'm not like that.
You little thing. You're intimidated by you little thing. You're like, but I think especially in society, men would find women like who look strong.
Yeah.
Some of these ladies I become friendly with when I do interviews for, and we, because you gotta remember, I used to work quite a few jobs, and when my first job was a teenager, I used to work in a gas station till I was 16, till I was like almost 30. I was like the stock person, and then I was the cashier, and then I was assistant general manager. And then I used to work 13s and textile with women all day. And then one of my other jobs, I used to work all night, like at a gentleman's club. And women, you gotta remember, you're women. Sometimes you just gotta, people don't realize that sometimes you just gotta treat a woman like she is, and you just realize that even though you got this muscle, that you're still a woman.
Of course.
Like that. We got a comment here from man. KL, he's always hating on me. He says, George, you are a simp for Andrea Shaw. Brother, you know that. Well, because that's my girl. That's my girl.
Oh, she's a gorgeous.
Yeah, she is. She a while back, a lady I did an interview. Her name is Eunice Kitchen. She was at the Olympia, and Eunice had got a signed autograph magazine. There was Andrea Muscle Element. She got it signed autograph for me. She did it for me for my birthday, and it was just so nice. I'm hoping one of these days, she'll be out here. I just got to cross the finger, but she's a busy lady. I know people that know her, and I'm hoping maybe, just keep praying and hoping. And,
hey, it will happen. It will happen. Life is spontaneous.
Yes.
Predictable.
This is also from my man KL, because he shout out to KL. He's in here supporting me. I support him anytime he does content. This says George, you do have some loyal followers. I appreciate them. I appreciate them.
Real people right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, he says people say that life is beautiful, but they don't mention it can be ugly too. But that's anything. Sure. Anything in life. This is also I say. I can even tell you a pretty lie, an ugly truth. But life is precious, and it's so few. And then you have to deal with the good and the bad. And you can't reflect too much on the bad stuff. It will consume you. But you got to think about it. You have to be very open-hearted. Sometimes I have especially when it comes to bodybuilding, I have rose-colored eyes. Like right now, as I against All Sports weekend, he doesn't have women's bodybuilding, doesn't have figure, he doesn't have any of the divisions I really do content on. I interviewed a young lady a while back who's competing in fitness in this show, and I was going to do a video about her, but I don't know what's going on with my phone.
But you know what? I appreciate that you guys do amateurs and pros. I think it's very important because how did that pro become a pro? What did that person did to get there? Because it's a beautiful thing to watch somebody to evolve and to show others that it's possible. You start at an amateur level and look, she got her pro card. Let's interview her again, not just pros. I mean, that doesn't make people want to do this. I mean, sure, it can, but everybody starts from somewhere. Okay. What did that person did? What did they sacrifice? Who they are. What do they do for a living? How do they, put this in their busy life? Or if their mom, their dad, I think it's a beautiful thing. I think you guys should do a lot more amateur, just as much as pros. I mean, it's beautiful to see the difference, right? Like amateur level, pro level, and then becoming a pro, then having an interview before, after. I think that's so cool,
Yeah, because I was doing quite a few pros for a good bit, but I started reaching out to more amateurs. I interviewed a couple of ladies who, are just turned pro just about last year. I interviewed some ladies a few weeks ago.
That's so cool. That's so inspiring.
Yeah, I interviewed some ladies who are amateurs who just, are still working at it. I reach out to people. This is how I do this. I reach out to people that interest me. I know the guys they want, hey, George, we're going to get this girl, that girl. I would love to get them. I reached out to them, but they didn't want to come on here. I'm not going to waste my time, chasing after you. That's the one thing I learned. You can't chase after, you got to move on. You got people who want to roll on. We got here, This is from my man KL. He's always picking on me. He says, "You're going to wear a tuxedo, George, when you interview Andrea. Maybe like a
You
nice suit
better
and
a little
tie.
bow tie.
Yeah,
Oh,
a nice
yeah.
little bow tie. Also, the amateurs could be more humble than the pros too. Yeah, that's true because they really appreciate because you know what, it's like a process. It's like you have to crawl before you walk. You have to stay. Like you have to learn that you have to start with something. Like one thing is, I tell this to the ladies who I become friendly with. I tell you, this is a quote from one of my favorite movies, Batman Begins. It says, "Why do we fall? Because we learn to pick ourselves up."
Right.
And
Hmm.
everybody has a beginning,
Yes.
and it's a struggle, especially if you like yourself, you have a husband, you have kids, you have to find time. I know there's days where when little Luke is eating something and you say, "Mommy, I'm eating this," and you can't eat that because you're on prep, or honey, what's this and that, and that's Chris saying, it says, "No, no, right now you're hungry," and
Oh no, they eat all they want. I just have to ignore it.
yeah, that's the hard part about it, because like I said, food can be both a weapon and a tool for a bodybuilder, depending what your
Yeah,
vision are, and it's
for
important
sure.
to it. It's just like I said again, like I said, it's not just about what you take, but it's about being consistent, following a diet,
Of
following with your
course.
coach training, rest,
Support is huge. Yeah.
recovery, everything that circumference what you as a bodybuilder. So, folks, we're not going to hold her much too longer because I know she just got off work a few hours ago. I think the kids and the husband just came home. She probably want to spend time with them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we do.
But that's okay though.
Yeah, I don't want to take up you like say, who you
Small
talking to this
life.
guy? Yeah, but like I said, this is what I. That's why I like doing this and reach out to people like yourself, Bruna, to give
Oh,
y'all
thank
opportunity.
you.
Give opportunity to see your story because maybe somebody out there who's going through what you went through, who's probably a mom who probably struggling with health issues and finding what I want to do something to change my life. And maybe you never know, you might have inspired somebody. This is for a man, KL. He says, best wishes to you and your family.
Oh, thank
Also,
you.
and Zach, he's a good dude. He still sometimes he still some things he aspects of it he's still learning. Sometimes we do a thing called Muscle Talk Monday. I bring him on. I have some ladies who are men and women who are pro level. We have a discussion. We talk about things, and he gets to learn because the fact is that's the thing is you have to learn. It took me a time when first I
Right.
learned
Yeah.
from the process, especially from you ladies. I had guys out here before. I've interviewed guys who compete in bodybuilding. I know this is more about the ladies, but I think if I find something that interests me and I want to share their stories, then you can come on. You're a welcome guest. So this is something I ask you: what would you want for yourself out of sport body? What would you want more for yourself as a competitor?
Mm, that's a hard question. Like, what do you mean?
Well, just overall, what would you want? Like how you want to grow and develop? What you want as from the sport of bodybuilding in the future? Just things that would make you feel like you can go to that next level.
Like to become a pro?
Pro, anything else? What you want? Because the whole circumference of the sport body. What would you want out of it the most?
Oh my god, that's a hard question. I want health, happiness, and balance, really, because as a mom, a wife, and a worker is very hard to juggle all those things. And sometimes there are days I want to have breakdowns, and it's very hard to maintain control of everything because doing these preps, everything revolves around the prep and bodybuilding. Like if I go to Busch Gardens, which is a theme park here, like I have to eat every 3 hours. If I don't eat every 3 hours, I'll pass out. Or I can't go to like Disney. They won't let me pack my food. Or my husband, he wants to have a date. We can't go to a date. Or sure, we can. I'm just going to have to eat my food, weight my food in my scale, and then we'll go to a date and I'll have like sweet tea with you because with this prep, I'm not allowed to have any cheat meals. That's the whole difference actually. No cheat meals with this prep, just as demand, depending on my awesome coach I love so much. And I actually don't crave food, believe it or not. When I was so scared and so nervous of not having cheat meals, and it actually works a lot better for me because I'm not stressed. My cortisol level's not high. I'm not craving any, delicious food. If I see a donut at work, because the doctors, nurses, they love bring cookies and donuts for free
Donuts.
and chocolates, and I have to
Ah.
look away. Or my husband, my kid, I'm gonna let them be a human and have a normal life and eat whatever they want. You open my cabinet, sure, there's healthy food, but there's Funyuns, there's Oreos, there's gummies, there's cereal. Cereal's my weakness. Okay, we buy 5 types of cereal here. Okay, so having balance, and it's so important because people that want to date a bodybuilder, they have to understand all those changes, because if they don't, it's not going to be a successful relationship. Some people say, oh, it's a selfish sport, it's all about them, and them take selfies and pictures, and it's me, me, me. No, it's not that. It's just we work so hard and we're so proud, and to see the difference and the change, like, you're obsessed with yourself, and it's unreal, really. It's a transformation, you know and finding that balance is important, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, me and my husband, we have arguments over this. It's like, oh, it revolves around your food, we can't go to a date, I want to take you out, I want to do things with you, we can't do nothing, you're on prep. And it's tough. You have to plan everything out. Your food has to be cooked. You can't go anywhere without your food. Before I go somewhere or do something, I have to make sure everything's timed around my food, and my workouts and my cardio. Right now my cardio is 1 hour. I can't miss that 1 hour. If I miss 1 hour, you know what I do? I have to make it up the next day. I'm not kidding you. I'll do 1 hour in the morning of cardio and then an hour before bedtime. So it's another job. Having abs looking like this, it's a 24-hour job. It does not stop. And finding that balance, it's so hard. And I'll tell you this right now, it can make people depressed. And people can have anxiety from all these crazy diets and being isolated, not being able to be a normal human, eat normal people food, do things that normal people do. And you're telling your parents and your family no to their food. Like, oh my God, my parents came here from Brazil. They cooked all my childhood foods. And they take it at heart, because in Brazil, the culture is to eat with your family, right? And, it makes people sad when you're not part of it, when you're not eating at the same time at the dinner table. Same with the firefighters. The culture is to eat with all the firefighters at the table. And when I used to do the preps, they'll be like, oh, go to the bay. You don't belong here. You don't eat with us. You're not part of the family. So, finding that balance, not making people sad, not making yourself sad, because it gets so repetitive. And, it's the sport. That's what it is. And like you said, you got to make sacrifices, and people have to understand. And I'm lucky, I'm blessed that everybody in my family, like, they know how much this means to me. They know that this is my passion, other than being a nurse, and being a mom. Oh my God, that's like the best present from God, is being a mom, and like you said, balance. That's what I want: balance, happiness, and health.
Yeah, it's a lot to this. You got to be able to accept, your changes in life, your passion, and it's a passion sport. I mean, conversations I have to late. Sometimes the mental aspects. This sport can affect you, your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, and also your pocket. It's
Absolutely.
yeah, and there's so much to it. I've had conversations with some women, like, we talk about things. How I say, what, George, sometimes it's just, there's a lot on me. I just need, and sometimes you need somebody to talk to. You have to really love what you do, because you don't love what you do is not fun. It's like a job. Like, if you have a
Right.
good job,
Anything in life, you have to have the want, you have to love it, and you have to go for it, or you're not going to get it.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
from Mayor KA says, yeah, it's a lot to do bodybuilding. I couldn't imagine being with someone who does it. Yeah, shout out to him. Also, he says, good luck with you. Yeah. And one thing also like this, I think, like I said, sponsorship does help. So if you someone out there who is truly interested in sponsoring Bruna, you have a plan that's workable, but don't be this guy saying, yo, Bruna, you're a cute little thing. I like that little accent of yours. If you do something for me, no. This is what you want to do. You want to come to.
Oh my God, you're so funny.
Yeah, it's
I
working
love
so
it.
quick. Says Miss O'Connor, we have a plan that we want to work with you. So if you're interested and we want to use you as a spokesperson, we'll set everything up. Like, also, if you need certain resources, we're able to get it for you. We just want to see you grow. But the thing is, this it's a lot. It's a lot. And I know a guy. He has a magazine. It's called Amazon Magazine Victims. He does work with amateurs, but also he knows a good part of the stuff is the pros, because people will come see those level competitors, and it's like grassroots people like myself and KL and several others. We give you ladies the opportunity to share your story. And I think I said again, if someone's out there, and I say this, if there's someone genuinely out there who has a genuine interest in someone like Bruna, and if you want to get to the next level, set the plan, work with her, but don't be that weird guy. I know you saw the pictures and she's dancing around, she's flexing. I know you get that little tick in your pickle, but stop it. Get some help. Think about what you're doing. These ladies are not here just for your pleasure. They're here because they want to be taken seriously. They're athletes.
Right. Hey, they can see my content. That's who I am 100% in person. I'm not really good at technology. I don't make my pictures look crazy good on Instagram or my videos. I'm still learning. And you like my stuff. That's who I am. I work hard. I'm a mom. I've done tons of jobs, and you have to, go for who you want, really. Find that person that they want, right?
Yeah. So anyway, before we let you go, you have anybody you want to shout out, to?
I want to shout out to KLL. Edward, oh my God, it's been such a pleasure. This is a rock and roll interview. I love this. I would love to talk with you again, and KL himself too. Super fun. Believe it or not, I think you guys were like the second interviews I've had, other than the fire department, the hospitals, and all that stuff, the news. But it's super cool. Like bodybuilding wise, you guys are like my two that I've had so far, and it's so fun. I'll do any time, and I tell the companies that I'm ambassadors for, or companies that want to work with me. Like I've had a couple offers, ambassador programs. I do it for fun. I don't even do it for money. I do it for passion. And I will do pictures for you. Hey, just give me a little outfit or give me a discount, and I'll be happy and proud to represent you. If I truly like you and you truly like me, it has to work both ways, right? But it's not for money, because I already have a career. I already have a beautiful life, like I said. So this is who I am. You like it, take it. You don't like it, then oh well, my life's not gonna change.
Yeah, like one of my favorite Chappelle skits was the player haters, like, let them hate till they can't hate no more. This is a comment from man KL. He says, George, that's always going to happen. It all depends, as long as she doesn't accept it. I think he's talking about earlier something. And also he says, thank you. And he appreciated
Thank you. But when I turn pro, maybe more opportunities will open up. That's how the world is, unfortunately. They want you to be a pro. They want you to have more people, more power, more go, it's a different game, and it will happen, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a struggle, because, like I said, you put in the work and you put in the time, eventually happens. And then, you just have to be in the right place, the right time, the right show. What's the show say you're going to be doing? Is it a regional show or is it a national qualifier?
Oh, yeah. So the two shows coming up right now, I'm currently 8 weeks out. I'm so excited. It's the NPC Diamond Classic in Boca Raton. This is NPC show for men and women. And then the NPC IFBB Girl Power, that is a Clash Series championships that is huge here in Florida, and everywhere there's a little bit of a clash. But that's the one that's all woman. And I believe Cindy Willinson is gonna be there. Joe, Shannon, Dave from Bombshell, big judges, promoters, and it's gonna be fun because it's all women, it's all booty. But it's very challenging and very competitive. And at that one, I did pretty good. I don't know if I told you. The NPC Classic, no, MC Panhandle, I got third place, fourth place, right? I actually got third open place there with my first bikini show, which feels so good. And then with the Girl Power last year, which I'm doing it this year again, I got fifth place, actually, I think, because that one was very challenging. Oh my gosh, I have to look at my medal. I don't even remember. So fifth place, yes, because it's 150 something woman, a lot more challenge. But yeah, this year will be the MPC Diamond Classic in Boca Raton and the MPC IFBB. It's both MPC IFBB show in Orlando, Florida. I'm so excited.
Yeah, Florida is coming to Mecca for the last few years for bodybuilding. I know they had the Olympia the last few times, but now it's going back to
Yes.
Vegas. Texas also is a Mecca. It's just, I've met since I started this content, this guy named, as I mentioned again, Glenn. He has a magazine called Amazon Fitness Magazine, and I got to meet women in bodybuilding. I even went to my first show in Savannah 2 years ago, and I met some women who have interviewed, and it's just an experience to see.
And you meet
what
so many good people. Oh my God, you make connections. And even if you're not a pro, it's such a valuable, fun experience that you never forget in your life, I mean, you did it.
Yeah, I did it. I mean, this poor old country boy with two bad knees and a bad heart and doing this. But like I said, folks, we do appreciate Bruna's time.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
This is a quote from my and Kay. I know he hates what I say because I love the whole. That's why I use the Joker because I love Dark Knight, but Batman Begins is pretty good. Dark Knight Rises so, but this is the quote we said at the end of Batman Begins when Gary Oldman is Jim Gordon says, "I didn't get a chance to thank you," and Batman turned around and says, "You never have to." Because, like I said, you ladies put a lot of work into this. Even though, I said again, I'm still kind of growing to your division a little bit. I've done some interviews with ladies in bikini, but I'm still going to be like a fan of the other end.
Hey, you watch my videos? I work fucking hard. Those bikini girls, we fucking work hard. And I listen to some metal and I make it work.
Well, you make it work, but like I said, you gotta be like we suppose we like the big freaky chicks. That's what we like. But we respect you. I respect what you do as a person, as a competitor, and really, like I said again, maybe I get some more ladies come on here. Like I said, I interviewed a pro. She's a doctor, actual doctor, and she's a pro. I interviewed her a while back. Yeah,
girl power right there, man.
Yeah. But like I said, this is like I said again, this is my channel to give you ladies a chance to share your story. And I think you never know, you might inspire somebody who is struggling, who's going through this, and who's have health issues, or just find like, you know what, I saw this lady, and I think, I'm going through the same thing. So if she can do it, I can do it.
Exactly. Yes. And it's the same for amateur, pro, even you yourself sharing all these beautiful stories. Whoever wants to become, a person like you and interview other people. I mean, that's such an awesome job. That's a gifted thing to have. I don't know if I could do that.
Well, you just gotta have, like I say, we do. You gotta. It's gonna. I start out a little raw, but then you know what? I have to work at it, and like I said, it's a learning experience. Like I said, what the other guy said, sometimes when you're good at something, never do it for free. But if you're good at something, everybody will follow your plan.
That's the secret.
So folks, we'd like to thank Bruna Connor for coming through. We'd like to thank my man KL the Wanderer, Mike Boyce, Balls Deep for coming through. If you watch this video, if you missed it, you can watch it later. If you're interested in following her and also if you're someone out there who wants to support her, if you have a plan, a genuine plan, guys. I know you saw the pictures, I know you saw the videos, but guys, these ladies want me taken seriously. This is a serious sport. But I keep saying to you guys out there, no D pics. Stop it. I know she's doing a little flex. Now you can put away your tissue in your lotion.
I'm big like the big girls you guys like.
Listen, wait a minute.
Okay, I need it like bigger than the TV.
Yeah,
the computer.
You gotta take the whole screen up, But anyway, I'd like to thank again, Bruno. Appreciate you for your time. Wish you best of luck. You come to the show. If you want to come back, just let me know. Shoot me a line, and I'll have you on.
Awesome. Let's do it.
All right. Yeah, thank you. So anyway, folks, I'd like to say February is going out. Tomorrow's March. The Eyes of March is coming. So, I can't believe it's already, we're almost 3 months into this new year. Time goes fast. So, hey, folks, I appreciate you for coming through. Thank again to Bruno O'Connor. Thank you, my man, KL the Wanderer, and all everybody who watches, share, comment, subscribe, follow us on social media, and support these women's sport of bodybuilding. This is me on the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I am out. Have a good evening and good night.